Okay, I've done this once before and I thought I'd do it again. It's something very interesting to me, and I'm seeing this a lot that if you're working with your father or you're the father, you're working with your son. I've had this situation where I've been both. I've worked with my dad, and then my dad worked for me at some point, and then my son and I worked together in our business. It's a very interesting dynamic. And then I have several clients right now who are father-son clients. So working with a father and son is a very interesting topic that I thought we'd talk about today. So let's first talk about the different personalities of dad. All right. There's these different personalities that I've identified, that I've seen. There are dads who are more than happy to give the son the reins and let you run with it, see things the way you see fit. Go ahead, Junior, take over. And then there's dads who are very trepidatious and cautiously want to hear your ideas and try them out. Not fully on board, not trusting, but I'm willing to hear your ideas. And then there's dads that just don't want to hear it. They're stubborn in their ways. They don't want to change. They've been doing it this way for years. It's worked. It's got us to where we are. And this is the way that you do things, period. End of story. If you are in a father-son business, do me a favor, comment below on this video. I'd like to hear from you guys if you're in that situation, if you're the father or you're the son. I want to hear from you and kind of where you guys are at with your business. So what's Junior thinking? All right, I'm here because dad wanted me to be here. I don't really know what to do. Or this is a good job and company, but what's my role? Are we partners? Am I just an employee? Where's the light at the end of the tunnel? What's in this for me in my future? Uh, got sons that I'm not even sure I like this business. What am I doing here? And then frustrated. Dad just won't adapt. We have old salespeople, old technology, old prices, old displays. I see what's going on out there, but I just don't get enough control of things the way I want. And then you got the sons that are just totally energetic and excited, and they want to go a lot faster than dad's moving. And they want to see, they know this business is capable of doing so much more, but it's hard to drag dad along and make the changes that we need to make to get where we want to go. So I get it. You're frustrated. You want to do things differently. You want to charge higher prices. You want to hire people for operations and sales. You want to grow the company. Maybe you went to a flooring business masterclass or a convention. So you got energized, you got excited. You might want to be one of those guys out there watching my videos and you want to try some of these strategies. You want to know, hey, can I really make $1 million more this year? What can we do? We've kind of been stagnant, haven't really seen much growth, and we've been consistent, but what could we do if we tried some of these strategies I keep hearing about out there? And maybe this is you. You're just pretending everything's okay. You're going along. And one thing that's a killer is, I mean, you respect your dad. You don't want to upset him, right? And maybe you feel obligated to work for him, so you just don't know how to either approach it, how to get out. Maybe you want to quit, but there's just this sense of obligation that you have to work for him. You might also believe that, hey, let me do my time and this store is going to be mine someday. So, and there's a lot of people that come up to what they feel is empty promises. Maybe the dad felt like he was going to give the store over and you guys talked about it. Just hasn't happened. It hasn't come to fruition. And it doesn't seem like it's moving in that direction. So, what is the end game here for you? Maybe it's your father-in-law. You married his daughter and you feel obligated to work for him. You're excited because you know there's so many great opportunities if maybe we could just do things my way, right? So, and the dad, if you're a dad, you're frustrated too. I mean, you started this business before your son was born. You built it for 40 plus years. You know what the hell you're doing, right? But the prices increases are frustrating, and it just doesn't feel right to be charging more and more and more and constantly charging customers more money. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't, you can't wrap that around your head. So, why the hell do you need the technology? You've gotten this far. You didn't get any technology programs. You've been fine. You've run a successful business all these years with your tape measure, your pen, and your pad of paper. So this has been a good business to me. It's supported my family, got us where we want to go. I've bought cars and houses and healthcare and I've done everything I have. So why do I have to change? And the fact is I enjoy coming to work. I love this business. I love what I do. I'm not ready to hand it over just yet. If you like this video and you like the content that we're doing, hit like below, share the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So what should you do? One crucial thing that every flooring business needs is leadership. You guys need to sit down and establish who's in charge and what your roles are. Do you guys have goals? Have you discussed it? Have you made a plan for what you want to do this year? You got to have some goals to wrap your head around it and work towards something. You can't just keep working day to day and figure out, I'm happy today, I'm not happy today. I sold a great job. Now today I've got problems. You can't live your life on a day-to-day basis based on what's going on right now. Do you have any goals or future plans to try to reach? You gotta there's gotta be a top of the mountain that you can climb to. If there is no top, then you're just kind of spinning your wheels and it ends up being frustrating. You gotta really have clear roles and set good expectations for everybody, even for yourself. Is there gonna be a transition? Just be clear about it, have an honest conversation. How, when, how is this gonna happen? When is this gonna happen? And quite frankly, dad is probably doesn't know. Maybe he's thinking that there's gonna be a transition, but he just cannot wrap his head around it, how that looks, how that's gonna work. And that's where I always say it's good to hire a mediator, hiring somebody like me that can put pen to paper and create some ideas. And the nice thing is the ideas can be rejected, but at least they're ideas and they get you started with something. So, if you put down that we're going to transition in 5 years, well, what if I'm not ready in 5 years? Okay, let's put down a another line there to say that if you're not ready in 5 years, then this is going to happen. So you've got to start somewhere. And what if you guys just can't get along? What's that breakup look like? Was there any kind of arrangement that the son is part owner of the business or has a share? How much is his share in the business? If you guys can't get along and the son goes a separate way, does he get any portion of that business that he helped build? So create a plan. Again, the best way is going to be for you to hire a mediator or a business coach. This isn't meant to be a commercial for me necessarily. I will be great for you to hire, but even in your local area, there are mediators that can help you get through this. You probably have somebody in your networking group that offers mediation. So just having that third party mediator really helps you guys sit down and have a good, honest discussion and create a plan. So first I would create a plan, a vision for what I want the business to look like. So first thing first, what's your goals? What's this look like in a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? What's the business going to look like? Is your goal to sell the business someday? Or are you trying to build a legacy that you can hand down to your son, grandson? One of the clients I'm working with now, the father worked with his father, and now he's working with his son. And his dream is to be able to sit down in the chair and just come into work and take a nap if he wants to, but help out customers. And that's what his dad did. And he kind of has that dream for himself. So he's really living his dream. Next, I would request a meeting with my father, and this is for the son. Look, if you're frustrated, you're the son. Request a meeting, and a meeting probably away from the showroom. Go out, have dinner or have lunch, and sit down and hash these things out. Have a plan, write it down, and have your talking points together. What you want to discuss. Have a professional meeting. Be mature. Don't be, feel like you're just so deserving or this has to happen. Help your dad wrap his head around a plan that he can go with. And again, having a third party mediator is the best idea. You might want to have that meeting first, and then decide together to let's hire a third party mediator that can help us through the process. And then here's the other nice thing about a third party mediator. What I like to do when I'm helping people with partnerships is I like to talk to them individually first, and then let's all get together and talk. So I can pass through ideas. What if we do it in 5 years? No, I don't want to do that. I would rather have an individual conversation with dad and an individual conversation with the son before us getting together. So we're not arguing when we come together, that we're having this discussion that they agreed to separately. So we've got everybody in agreement by the time we're ready to negotiate at the table. If you're the son, man, things aren't going your way, just be prepared to quit. All right. So you're not obligated to stay there. You're not obligated to work with your father. You want to be reasonable, be professional, be an adult about it, but be prepared to quit. If you're the father, you might have to fire your son. Jason Goldberg's father fired him. And the guy built a $300 million a year company. He's going on to be $1 billion a year company. The guy's crushing it, but that's quite a story. If you ever get a hold of Jason Goldberg, ask him about that story. If you believe conditions and the pay and the opportunity are not fair for you, then go find a job that pays you what you think you're worth, or start another business. You've got some skills here. If you think you could do it better than dad, then go out there and do it better than dad. You've got the skills and the knowledge now. And again, maybe hiring a business coach or somebody to help you, but go out there and start another business. Take advantage of that opportunity. If you can't figure out the money part or something like that, reach out to me. I can help you get things going and get things started. So winning together, this is what that looks like. Working together is great. If you have the ability to work together with your father or work together with your son, it can be the greatest blessing. I was able to work with my son. I was able to work both with my dad, and I loved it. I quit working with my dad because we got into a situation where he was doing all the work and I was taking half of the money, and I didn't think that was fair. It was skilled. It was upholstery work that he had the skills to do and I didn't. So I had to get another job because I just couldn't handle, I didn't think that was fair. And later on, I ended up hiring my dad in our business, but working together with my son, we really complemented each other very, very well. Argued like once or twice in 5 years. And then eventually he bought me out. So, but everything was, there was a lot of agreements and we had the personalities that got along great. And furthermore, my daughter-in-law came into work, and love her. She's fantastic. And then when Colt was born, my grandson, she would bring him in. So, man, I'm living the dream. I've got my son, my daughter-in-law, and my grandson all coming into work, and it was a fantasy. And I never really wanted to set out to work with my son. That was never a goal of mine, but it was an absolute joy to have my whole family there, and seeing my grandson all that time was great. And I love working with Geraldine. She's fantastic, and she's working with me now. So you can accomplish great things together. Jerry Jones told this story on the show Landman that was very interesting. If you haven't seen it, just watch a clip. He talks about why he bought the Dallas Cowboys so he could work with his family. And he's got all of his family around him. And his life is he's living his dream of having his family all around him and working close by. If that's not your dream, I understand. We don't all get along with our family, and sometimes we want to do our own thing. So if that's you, that's fine. So, but if you want to work with your family, the flooring business gives you that opportunity. So it can really be a blessing. Um, Best thing you can do for your business is to hire a consultant. It is one way for you guys to come to an agreement. A consultant can come in and talk about how to do things better. And it's usually the son usually has these ideas, and when it's introduced by a consultant or a third party, it comes across better. The same thing in a marriage. I can't tell you how many times, and you guys have dealt with this yourself, and your wives have dealt with this, that the spouse makes a suggestion and you don't go with it. Well, the third party makes a suggestion and they go with it. Well, it wasn't a good idea when the spouse had it, but all of a sudden this stranger comes up with the idea and you're willing to go for it. We've all been through that. So it's just that third party validation, and it does help you move things along. Um, get everybody on board with the partnership and the eventual succession. Talk about it within the company. What are the goals of this company, and what is the plans for this eventual succession, if that's even the plan? Guys, you got one shot at this life. So your goal is to do what makes you happy. If it's working together, go for it. Make it the best you can. If that's not making you happy, then do something else. Figure out what you can do in your life that's going to make you happy. And then to hire me, we got the 90K in 90-day Top Gun flooring business plan for you. We'll go over your marketing strategies, sales strategies, hiring strategies, and leadership. It's also called our $1 Million Maker Program. That's the new name for this year, because with the new administration coming in, and this is 2025, if you're watching this video, just for reference, January 2025, between the new administration coming in and the changes we can make in your business, you have the ability to do $1 million more next year than you did this year. So, or in the next 12 months, we can increase your closing rate and increase your prices. And my goal is always for you guys, not only to make money, but I want you to have fun in your business. This is a fun business and industry. We just got back, and I was with my son and daughter-in-law and grandkids. We went to the Shaw Convention, and we did their Universal Studios thing, and then they had the concert with this band Flo Rida. Never heard of them, don't know who they are. Everybody else knew who they were. But it was an absolute blast. I mean, there's nothing more fun than going out with the family and going to that convention, going to Surfaces next week. There are things that you can do, travel and things that you can do that are business, but you can bring your family with you and just truly have an enjoyable business and create a business and a lifestyle where that business runs without you and you can be profitable. That's a great thing about having your son work with you or for you. Eventually what we want is that son to be able to control and work and be able to do everything so we can go out and enjoy life, and we're still making money, and our customers are taken care of, our employees are taken care of, and our son's doing a great job, and we're profitable enough to be able to take the money out of the business that we need to enjoy and live our life. So guys, get on board, and it's time for you guys all to profit now in the flooring industry.